The ousted national chairman of the All Progressives Congress (APC) and a former governor of Edo State, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, is famous for his dances at every APC campaign ground. The former Nigerian Labour Congress chairman is known for his act of singing and dancing to the admiration of the party's supporters each time he and his team go out to campaign. This unique style of campaign, which he has been known for years, seems not to be working anymore for the former national chairman of the APC. Since the campaigns for the Edo 2020 governorship election got underway, Adams Oshiomhole, who is a known dancer at campaign grounds, has not employed the method anymore. Instead, he has been seen kneeling to beg for forgiveness and acceptance of the APC candidates. It can be recalled that recently Oshiomhole was captured kneeling before a cross-section of Benin chiefs to beg for forgiveness for selling what he called bad products to Edo people in 2016. The act has made us to wonder if the dance tactics is already failing the former governor ahead of the September 19, 2020 governorship election. One will not be surprised to know that the rationale behind the new method, which is kneeling, is predicated on desperation to ensure that Governor Godwin Obaseki is not returned for a second term. Oshiomhole, who was the main architect behind Governor Obaseki's first term election, has turned out to be the major person who do not want the governor re-elected. However, the former governor may be aware that voting out Governor Godwin Obaseki from office could be a very daunting task. Therefore, appealing to people's emotion through kneeling to plead rather than appeal to reason has become his last resort. But what we do not know is if these new tactics of kneeling will be able to secure victory for the APC at the polls come September 19, 2020. Of course, like what they always say, that you use what you have to get what you want. I think that's how it's been put, or it's been said. Well, of course, at different times or at different scenario, you know what works. You check the atmosphere, you look at what is happening. Of course, at that time, Oshiomhole was widely received. There is no doubt about that. Oshiomhole was widely received. Oshiomhole was popular because of the role he played during the NLC period, while he was the chairman or the president or whatever, or what's the leader, whatever it is as at then. So, and because of that, people still followed him. I would like to say followed him, or people still recognized him when he said he wanted to become the governor of the state, and that and all of that. He tried his best, there's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. One good thing about Oshiomhole is that, he's outspoken and all of that, but just at times, he misfires. This idea of not being able to bridle his tongue, maybe because of power, he feels that he has gotten power, because I could remember even while he was a NLC chairman that time, he was saying things that Nigerians really wanted to know, wanted to hear, but unfortunately, Nigerians have now seen that these people, once they are not in power, they tend to bring out their best. But as soon as they get there, whether they are trying to deceive people, or it's a case of, if you cannot beat them, you join them, or you join the trend. Maybe that is what has been happening to majority of them, or they were trying to use that to get the heart of the people and come in. Just like a Buhari too, people really saw that, oh, this man could do better, could do this, and they were using all those abnormalities happening around that time, telling it to Nigerians. Nigerians have just felt that, yes, these people know what we are going through, but as soon as they get in, it's a different ballgame entirely. We should not forget the last time when Ruben Abasi, I think he was the spokesperson to Jonathan or whatever, whichever way, but he was in Goodluck's Jonathan regime. He worked there, so he said, oh, as what did he say? He said, evil spirits in Aso Rock, whether it is this evil spirit that that changes their hearts, or it is the people who they are surrounded with that change their heart, or the principalities and powers in form of human beings who do not want the progress of the country that always change their hearts, or trying to not let them carry out their good intentions before they come in, or they themselves they have ulterior motive, either way. So as at then, everybody loved the Oshiomhole. Of course, it's still being loved, but at some point, when you begin to arrogate some kind of power to yourself, that is what people will not even want to take. The same people who will sing your praises to high heavens will still be the same people that will say, no, 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 we cannot really take it. Of course, you know that everybody cannot just be facing one direction. So as at that time, and that was what was needed, and anything he did then, people will reckon with that. So, but this time around, no, 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 it cannot work. So, what the only thing that can work for him is for him to be begging, because of course, it's just that most of the time these people just feel that Nigerians or the people they are talking with do not even have they don't have a sense of reasoning, because most of the time, because of a corruption, because of, we are not talking of corruption in terms of money, because people's minds are corrupt, people are disappointed, and you begin to see people things, the pertinent questions they ask, they are supposed to be asking, they will not ask it, and as a result they will just want to go for anything. And that is why we always say that these politicians always take the people for granted, because they know that they can get away with most of the things. But even in that vein, it is not everybody that can switch to them. Of course, he understands that, because if the voice is, oh, nail him, nail him, nail him, that is what everybody will be hearing. And of course, he knows what he has done in the past with what is happening now, and he wants to change the narratives. People are not babies. People are not babies that you can just turn around. And he knows quite alright that he's going to have a very, very huge effect. So he has no choice than to deploy these tactics of kneeling down. Whether it's going to help him or not, it's a different ballgame entirely. But to me, I don't think, from what we are hearing in the atmosphere, what is happening when you check, everybody knows what is happening. I don't think it's going to work. To me, I believe that Eze Yamu will can still do his own, and that is just the way it is. Eze Yamu will be able to pull through by himself without anybody campaigning for him, because he was able to pull through to a very large extent. But of course, some people would say, oh, he won the last election because of a federal might and all of that. That was why things, turned around, against him. But if Oshomole's influence will help him, I doubt it. That's my opinion. I really, really doubt it, because we are seeing Oshiomhole as a different person, seeing Ezeyam as a different person. Let's even forget what he said or what he did not say. But with Oshomole's stand before now and now, people are not really seeing him. Seeing him as somebody who has a integrity. And mind you, don't forget that Oshiomhole is not just having problem in Edo State. Oshiomhole has been having problem before even the Edo State own came about, and the problem he's been having all over the place are even more huge than what is happening in Edo State. So it's a different ballgame entirely. So when people always come to criticize Obaseki, don't forget that Oshiomhole himself too, he has problem with other people in other states. I don't think it was out of a Obaseki's ingrid that caused all of those problems. So Oshiomhole understands the situation now, and he understands what is happening. So he has to deploy the tactics of what is it called, of kneeling down. Whether it's going to work for him and Eze Yamu is what I don't know from other people. But to me, I don't think it's going to really work like that. But if he feels that it's going to work for him, he can continue. But he cannot continue to dance. No, no, the dancing will even make, even whether he dances or he kneels. It's not left for Edo people to be able to decide on that. So let's hear your opinion, guys. Let's know what you think about this.